Alright, YouTube, it's Shadow King Nazir, here with a review for Rosario Vampire 2, Chapter 49. Newspaper Club continues through Fairy Tale HQ. Mizore is worried about Ruby's health since she's been moderately injured, possibly even severely injured, while Kurumu is worried about Yugri and Fong Fong, who are possibly caught in the collapsed room as of last chapter. Skinny says that they'll find some way to reach up with one another and reunite with Mocha soon. However, the club is suddenly intercepted by Fujisaki, but fortunately for them, he says that he's not their enemy yet. Fujisaki says that on their current path they'll run into some problems, and he offers to be their guide. And Fujisaki says that he's technically invited them into Fairy Tale, since according to Hokuto, the First Division leader allowed them inside, which would in that case be Fujisaki. Ruby doesn't trust Fujisaki, but she suddenly senses that he's extremely powerful, so much so that they shouldn't even make an enemy out of him. Interesting. This Fujisaki might be a lot more powerful than we expect. Whether or not he's as powerful as Gyokuro Shuzen, or perhaps even more so, who's to say? Skune, however, refuses because Fujisaki invaded Mizure's home and almost molested her. But Fujisaki warns Skune that he's already been targeted, and the newspaper club is suddenly ambushed by Kiria. Then we see Kiria trying to do a spell to get rid of Skune, and the spell causes the club to be separated into different areas, as explained by Ruby. Skune and Ruby are at a temple surrounded by fire. Oh, what's this? A temple surrounded by fire? Gee, I wonder who they could be meeting as their opponent. Then we see that Mizure and Kurumu are with Kiria. Kurumu starts demanding, where the hell are they? Where's Skune? Starting to threaten Kiria, but Mizure pushes Kurumu out of the way before Kiria can slice her in half with his arm blade. I might want to remind you that Kiria can have blades protrude out of his body, so keep that in mind. And we also get another Kurumu ass shot. If you're wondering how many times we've seen that, I haven't actually tried counting, so I can't help you there. Anyway, Kiria says he isn't like Hokuto, acting in the name of justice. Justice, huh? Yeah, last time I checked, justice didn't involve trying to start a war between humans and monsters in an act to get revenge for what both of them wronged him. And he says, but regardless, Kiria says that he's just here to mess with the girls. Especially Kurumu, because they're kind of hinting that Kiria might have some kind of thing for Kurumu. And Mizure looks to Fujisaki, who's just standing there, and she believes that Fujisaki is only there to prevent their escape. And Kiria says someone in Fairy Tale who's also infiltrated Yokai Academy wants to face Skune, so he sent him there. Oh boy, all these clues, and yet I still can't figure out who the next villain's gonna be. Ruby suddenly senses a power greater than Raika, and Skune and Ruby deduce their opponent is Kuyo. Kuyo? Oh my god, I'm so shocked! Oh wait, no I'm not, because I totally saw this coming like 3 or 4 chapters ago. Anyway, they suspected They deduce that it's Kuyo, and they dodge his fireball that was meant to ambush them. And Skune is surprised that Kuyo is working with Fairy Tail. Really? You're surprised he would work with Fairy Tail, considering that he more or less hates humans, believes in the supremacy of monsters, especially very powerful ones? Just saying, Skune, it's not that hard to believe. Anyway, we then cut back to Kiria, who tries to slice at Mizre, but the blade is blocked by Fujisaki, who tells Mizre that she can still trust him for now. Um, this was a pretty decent chapter. This was more like a setup chapter for the fights. Uh, Nothing all too big happened, but we are getting a sense of the scale of what's coming. We sense that Kuyo has been doing something to augment his powers to be even surpass one of the leaders of a fairy tale, and we also sense that Fujisaki is extremely more powerful. And he might have some kind of special agendas, considering that he's willing to work with the newspaper club, which probably might be against Fairy Tale's wishes. So we'll check out what happens next time in Rosario Vampire 2, Chapter 50.